It's finally here. 2 cases of stolen identity, done in similar methods, of course, put to the grave by our Kenshiro, joined by best homie Ray, as is what I have dubbed. The Bloodstained Successors arc kicks off with some of my favorite fights in the manga so far. Fist of the North Star, Volume 4. Let's get into it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Ken takes the boy from the desert in Volume 3 and brings him back to the city where he started, only for Ken to encounter the young one's brother, hiding behind a brick wall, armed with a crossbow. Ken figures that this is all his fault for showing mercy to Jaggi when they were all training before the bombs had fallen. Kenshiro and Jaggi are participating in a training bout, with their striking points outlined on their chest, and while Jaggi fights dirty, using small needles to strike Ken's face and unleashing the Hokuto Senju Datsu, 1001 Death Strikes, which, while doing superficial damage to Ken, hitting only some of his striking points, Kenshiro was able to strike all of Jaggi's points on his first advance with the needles. That sends Jaggi off into an anger. Ken's master then warns him that his kindness will end up doing him harm. And back in present time, Ken orders the child to shoot him, vowing to deal this very same harm to Jaggi. Jaggi resides in the same city as depicted in Volume 3, and so by the time of Lord Kenshiro killing off Jaggi's men reaches Jaggi himself, Kenshiro appears in the doorway, ordering Jaggi to choose his place of death. And atop that building's roof, we see the source of Jaggi's rage towards Kenshiro, as despite being the youngest of 3 trainees of Hokuto Shinken, Kenshiro was selected by their master to be the true successor of the secrets of Hokuto Shinken. And in a fit of rage, Jaggi spikes a fight against the training Kenshiro. This fight leaves Jaggi horribly scarred. They have a multi-chapter bout that nearly ends with Kenshiro unleashing an attack that causes Jaggi to turn his shotgun towards himself, nearly killing him. Jaggi jumps up and strikes a large fuel tank, dousing the rooftop in helicopter fuel. As it lights, he reveals that he gaslit Shin way back before the events of Volume 1, which caused him to kidnap Yuria way back within the original flashback and sparking Kenshiro's initial journey of revenge. Kenshiro's rage boils to a point where he rips open another leather jacket to shreds via his muscles flexing, throwing a rather large punch to the ground, causing the roof to cave under itself. And when both of them rise, Jaggi unleashes a Nanto Seiken attack, Kenshiro attacking by using his mastery of Hokuto Shinken to strike the Ryogana on Jaggi's thoracic vertebrae, turning his body into an exposed nerve. Kenshiro swiftly stabs Jaggi with the young boy's arrow and sends his most powerful punch to date through Jaggi, putting all of his fury into one fist punch. Jaggi is eventually turned into a blood-red paste pouch and is entirely decimated. Kenshiro walks off to continue his journey, not before learning that another one of his brothers, by the name of Toki, has had a complete change of heart, becoming the next target on Kenshiro's list. We're shown a flashback of a conversation between Toki and Ken, where Toki reveals that he wants to use his Hokuto Shinken prowess to help people, which he does. He becomes a hero of this small village full of the sick and injured by healing everyone and gathering supplies for them. Until one day he left to go far out to find out the best supplies, and as he brought it back he realized that everyone in his village was slaughtered. He ran after the attackers and grew cold by slaughtering them all one by one in revenge, and towards any and all newcomers, saving them from imminent death as long as they give their life and body to him by being test subjects for his experiments. These actions spark another fight, but between Kenshiro and Toki, with, of course, Kenshiro coming out the victor. But that is all thanks to an intervention by my once disliked and now new best homie Ray. Turns out that wasn't Toki at all, but a man jealous that people wouldn't acknowledge his skill nor his adaptability, despite him learning some Hokuto Shinken fairly quickly and attempting to heal an elder. But that didn't work out, and Toki had pushed him to the side angrily. And now Kenshiro sends another letter back to Rin, Bat, and all the others staying in that village that Kenshiro had protected within Volume 3, as he plans to take Toki and Rei by his side and walk off to find and kill his third brother. And with that, and we're already done with the recap now, let's get into the actual review part. Well, to be honest, there's not much to say except reiteration from the last reviews. It's Fists of the North Star. It's fucking awesome. Really, it is, and I'm actually glad to finally get a fucking video out over these past 2 weeks. I totally didn't film this yesterday, leave me alone. The art is stellar. Tetsuo Hara fucking knocked it out of the park again. Budan-san actually nailed the story. Yeah, they always do. They're a great tag team in the world of manga. The change from I guess not really change, the shock of Jaggy's face reveal on him originally wearing a black helmet to one side being mangled, kind of like Two-Face with some metal bits and wires poking out. That was really, really well done. An iconic page turn with it's the iconic page turn popularized by the masterful Junji Ito of horror manga, actually, which is a technique where you place the image, the shocking image, on the backside of the lead-in page. So once you turn it, it's like an immediate cut to whatever is supposed to be shown and shocking. And it is done very, very well here. Good job, you guys. You did great. Anyways, that reveal was done great. Honestly, I was expecting a little more, but that just might be my seasoned veteran sense of it. If it's not gory, bloody, and spewing, it's not crazy. But I do like how Jagi's damage was actually taken care of. And we also do see how that damage was accrued. And of course, I did leave out some of the details here and there. Some of the stuff included in Jagi's fight, in the fight between Kenshiro and the fake Toki. But that's because that's how I am right now. I want to give you guys some sort of gravitation while I can give you the bare minimum. And you guys can go off on your own and experience the stories themselves. That's how it is right now, okay? Anyways, the portions with, how do I say it? I guess I'll talk about Ray next. Ray went from my least favorite character from Volume 3 because he was kind of a dick. But he still had a good heart as well as good intentions. I will admit that. He's kind of like the Han Solo of the Fist of the North Star universe. He's a bit of an asshole and a dick, but he's also really fucking awesome. And you'll just come to love him from one moment in particular, and it'll make everything about his character work on then forth. And now within Volume 5, I think we're going to be seeing more of Rei kicking ass, as well as just saving Kenshiro from absolutely murdering everybody on accident, even if they do deserve it sometimes. The moment in the very first chapter of Volume 4, between Kenshiro and the little boy is very, very, I guess, how do I word this? It's very heartfelt, and I'm glad that it was kept small and not some big momentous action. I do like how Kenshiro's sorrowful scenes are usually kept small between just the core characters in motion, not with everybody drawn around them. It's just between Kenshiro and that little boy. And I do like how Kenshiro rips that arrow out of his chest and breaks it in half and vows to deal the same harm to Jackie, not for damaging his name, but just for being a very, very cruel son of a bitch. And so the fact that Kenshiro went on a giant revenge path, not just for himself, but for this little boy also, eventually for Shin along with Yuria. That was a very, very cool moment to see in their fight, where he put all of his hatred and rage into his one fist and absolutely fucking decimated him like it was a fucking page out of Berserk. To see Jagi, such a little cunt, turn into a goddamn bloody bag was awesome, and it looks cool in the anime as well, I'm not even gonna lie. And now let's jump forward to the secondary fight between Kenshiro and the fake Toki. It's also very, very cool to see a mixture of Hokuto Shinken and I think it's called Hokuto Seiken, as well as just some other mixed martial arts movements as well on the fake Toki's part. That was a very, very cool fight. Seeing the different quick changes within the faker's fighting style against Kenshiro's undying will and prowess and just professionalism within Fist of the North Star Hokuto Shinken. That was very, very cool as well. It was like pure, in a way, I guess it was like purity versus, shit, what's the thing? Hold on. I guess in a way, it's kind of like an idea of purity versus potency. The Faker's fighting style is very potent. It's an amalgamation of a bunch, including of course, Hokuto Shinken, against Kenshiro's undying will of Hokuto Shinken, a sort of pure fighting style, in a sense. It was very, very, very cool to see between them. And the fight was stellar, as always. The art was crazy, crazy good. And the reveals that he was not actually Toki. He was just a genius that was upset that people wouldn't acknowledge his skill and prowess. So in vain, he went after murdering sons of bitches. And seeing this little moment in a bar between a midget and turning on this table of band saws and having this huge dude, it was kind of like Ferritor, really. Arm wrestling the strongest dude in the bar and it cutting off that guy's hand. That was wicked cool, of course. I'm always down to see more gore in manga. Oh man, holy shit. It's just a lot of really, really cool stuff in this volume, I'm telling you. Go pick it up if you haven't already. It's been a few weeks since it released. So if you didn't pick it up, do that now. It's great. Oh my god. And of course, the person on the cover is Jagi. And I just noticed with this one that it's in the hardcover version, at least, if you feel up all the characters, all the wrinkles and muscle bulbs are felt and machined into the paper. So that was very, very cool to see that extra detail. I didn't notice that until now because I'm fucking stupid. Anyways, go pick up this edition and volume intro into Fist of the North Star if you haven't already. And yeah, I am happy to be back. My voice is seasoned and has returned. And next week we continue the third volume of Berserk. And then after that, I'm gonna talk about this little manga one shot sent out by the boys and fellas over at Denpa. It's called Pez, and if you can get your hands on it, since it's out of print right now, do that. It's amazing. But that is for 2 weeks ahead, and next week you can expect Berserk Volume 3. I have been Slappy of the Weeb Corner. I am your host. Once voice was lost, and now the voice of me has returned. And I will see you all next week. Goodbye. Oh, and next Tuesday, we're going to be talking about Hololive stuff. Bye-bye.